Sight start. It's the 16th century, and you're screwed. You've just been born a girl in Salem, Massachusetts, Site 3. Not Jerusalem, but Salem, Massachusetts. Site start. But with how much the name Jesus gets passed around here, it's close enough, Site 3. The couple nods with superiority. Other villagers look resentful. Nobility doesn't exist here. Site start. Only survival, prayer, and suspicion. Site 1. The camera slowly pans across the cold, snow-covered landscape. The child yawns widely and fidgets during the long sermon. A dark cloud, representing smallpox, hovers over the house. The child stops smiling and adopts a serious expression. A few years pass and you turn 5. Welcome to the world of judgmental neighbors. Site start. You don't sew straight. Site 2. The girl laughs loudly. Neighbors frown in disapproval and pull back their curtains. The minister shakes his fist while preaching. Text appears briefly. The devil's seed. Site 2. Salem's children memorize that line before they can spell their names. Site start. And yet, you keep sneaking glances at the world beyond the church windows. Site 2. The girl gently pets the kitten while her eyes scan the book eagerly. The kitten blinks slowly. Text appears briefly. A woman with ideas is dangerous. Site 3. The protagonist scowls slightly, showing a stubborn streak. Not a witch, at least not yet. Site start. But in Salem, the difference is just a spark waiting for dry tinder. Site 3, 4. The village is already bone dry. Site start. Congratulations, you're now 14. You notice how quickly girls disappear. 4. One season they're chasing you through orchards. Site start. The next they're carrying babies on their hips tied to husbands twice their age. Site 4. The date flashes quickly. You cling stubbornly to your independence. Site start. You love the orchard, the stubborn chickens that peck at your skirts. Site 4. She takes a deep, contented breath. The minister frowns sternly. Some of your childhood friends don't forgive you for it. Site start. Ann Putnam, already a victim of early marriage, was once your companion. Site 5. You played together well, until the line between children blurred into the line between women. You once tied her bonnet to a tree branch as a prank. Ann Putnam sneers as she watches the protagonist. Her eyes are intense and cataloging the protagonist's actions. Sermons thunder of Satan's snare, while smallpox sweeps through town. You see schoolmates vanish into graves. You learn to nod politely when the minister glares. Your parents let you keep your dolls while you read. Dolls and cats were bad omens in Salem. The protagonist smiles brightly. Then the smile quickly fades as she hears whispers. The shadow stops briefly over the protagonist's house. She smiles and stretches. For days now, your parents have been wasting away in their own bed. Their lungs drowned in blood and fluid. Tuberculosis, they whisper. Home we start. Consume. A slow, cruel thief that steals not just breath, but dignity. The protagonist sits back, looking utterly alone and heartbroken. The protagonist shivers in the too large house. Several pairs of hungry, disembodied eyes are briefly overlaid on the fields. The protagonist stands independently. The images flash quickly. The brother gestures with oily hands. He wants to marry you, he suggests. A neat solution. You keep your house, they keep your land forever. You laugh, thinking it a joke, then realize his eyes are deadly serious. The minister arrives at your door. He speaks of a woman's place, of obedience, of how Eve fell because she thought she could stand alone. The protagonist's face remains blank, but a subtle red glow flickers, showing her internal burning anger. Site 9. Sarah Good extends her hands for food. The children look thrilled and fearful. Rebecca Nurse moves like a shadow. Site 9. The faces of the 3 women fade together. The protagonist walks past, while neighbors whisper behind their hands. Ann Putnam's face shows an expression of intense resentment. The protagonist works stubbornly, despite hostile glares from neighbors' shadows. She stands alone, looking defiant. The fire rises quickly. The girls are crying hysterically and pointing at the darkness. The smoke moves faster than the pace of a running stick figure. The protagonist covers her mouth to stifle a laugh. Tituba looks scared but has an expression of forced confession. You watch neighbors dragged to jail. Rebecca Nurse, a grandmother who hums psalms in her garden. Sight start. Sarah Good, a poor woman begging for scraps. Sight 11. Sarah Osborne looks frail and in pain. Soon the finger points to you. That freckle you were born with, Satan's brand. The liquid changes color dramatically. The cat's eyes flash and the cat looks demonic. The bread scorches instantly. Ann Putnam Sr. sneers slowly. Ann Jr. chokes and shrieks. The brother smiles widely while offering marriage. The protagonist stands defiant. The protagonist walks slowly and nervously to the center. The girl's already shrieking before you open your mouth. The trial begins with a touch test. The Putnams nod. You see the glint, not faith, greed. They want your fields. Back in jail, the stench welcomes you, straw damp with piss, walls sweating mold. Rebecca Nurse hums a song beside you, her calm almost unbearable. She believes God listens. You've stopped believing. The names appear dramatically. George Burroughs, the minister who once led prayer as strong as thunder. They still hang him anyway. The protagonist flinches. Text appears. More weight. Sight 15. Then little Dorcas Good, 4 years old, shackled like you. Chains bite her wrist raw. Yet Salem calls her dangerous. The jail thins with each execution. More empty straw, more silence. When you're led back to the courtroom, you already know the verdict. You're escorted to Gallows Hill. You look at their faces. The only thing you see is condemnation from people you called neighbors. You're asked to confess one last time. You think of the heroines in your books. Would they cave? So you remain defiant, refusing to bend. Soon you feel the ropes snap your neck on Gallows Hill. Your legs move. Soon they stop and your story ends here. Ann Putnam Jr. trembles and speaks, looking guilty. The shot transitions to the Putnams owning the orchard. Sight 19:20.